Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the 5-Minute Major, where we debate the hottest topics in sports. I'm Sun Sports editor Ted Wyman in the studio with columnist Paul Friesen, and on the phone we have sports writer Kirk Penton. Kirk's been working on a great story this week about former NHL players playing in the Manitoba Senior Hockey Playoffs in Western Manitoba. The Clear Lake Jets, a team put together by the notorious Merv Bodnarchuk, with guys like Dale Hawerchuk, Claude Lemieux, Cliff Ronning, Doug Smale, and Mike Ford, playing against a team called the Grandview Comets. Apparently the Comets played it a little rougher than the NHL players expected, and now there's even a police complaint involved. Boy, this one is a little bit crazy, Kirk. Don't you think that maybe these NHL players, should have expected something like this going into a game in the Manitoba playoffs?
Yes, they should have, but they didn't, and that's where the problem is. These guys obviously had no clue what they were getting into. They haven't played a hard-hitting, a contact game probably in, I don't know. Well, Claude played last year, so he was okay, but the rest of them, it's been years since these guys played a hard-hitting game. They had no idea what they were getting into, and now Merv, I think, has taken it a little too far in the wake of this game.
By going to the police, you mean?
Yeah. Like, this stuff happens in games every day.
And really,
across the country.
Paul, isn't he the guy that, would have to point the finger at a bit if he didn't have his team prepared for what they were getting into?
Well, sure, he should have told them exactly what this was. They're going to play a senior A team that really wanted to win. They're going to come after you. The fact he's lodged a police complaint is ridiculous. Those hits, I've seen them on the Facebook page where they're posted, and you see them in a lot of games. Yeah, borderline hits, maybe one of them. But elbow to the chin, no one was knocked unconscious or anything. There was no assault that took place there. That's just a joke.
I couldn't believe that Mike Ford was still playing. The guy played for the Winnipeg Jets in the 70s, and here he is still out there playing senior hockey. And, hey, I guess he can still move, but he got a little bloodied in that battle. So, but he's not the guy that wants to press charges, it doesn't seem. So
no, this is all Merv. And, I don't want to really go after them, but Hockey Manitoba should, really look at situations like this. Like, just looking at it from the outside, if we were aware of this going in, anyone aware of this going in kind of would have went, what's going on here? This doesn't seem right. And I know they're great hockey players, but it's almost in a way making a mockery of the Senior A playdown.
It's Hockey Hall of Fame players like Dale Hawerchuk going in to play senior Manitoba playdowns against guys who, practically playing in beer leagues the rest of their lives, most likely, right?
Exactly.
It's really quite unbelievable. And these guys from Grandview, why shouldn't they go out there and play as hard as they can? They need to win. They want to win the provincial championship. And as I've heard them say, it's their Stanley Cup. Well,
exactly.
That's what you're going to get. So, anyway, I want to move on to another topic quickly, guys. Joe Mack, hired by the Blue Bombers as their vice president of football operations. What do you guys think so far? Looks like this is going to be a good hire for the team.
I'm not convinced yet. It's too soon to say. He's been out of football, out of hockey, out of football
forever,
out of hockey forever, out of football for about 8-9 years now, and I think it's a bit of a gamble move, a bit of an out there choice. Let's face it. When this search started, he wasn't even on the radar. So let's hope the board knew what they were doing. He seems like a pro. Meeting him, I was impressed. Seems like a pro who's got a ton of contacts still, and boy, he used to put together some pretty good teams when he did work in the NFL, but that is a while ago.
Kirk, who's he going to bring in here as a coach, do you think?
Well, it's really looking like Greg Marshall, but if the situation is as he says it is, where it's his call, who's to say that somebody's not going to come in this week getting interviewed and knock his socks off? If this thing is really Joe Mack's car to be driving, I think, he should have the final say on who's riding with him. And I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk that Greg Marshall is the man, but
I'm kind of with you.
But it really looks like the board, has a little say in this, and it's no secret that they want Greg Marshall. So
this may have been the way to get him by bringing in Joe Mack. Maybe was it a condition of his hiring even?
In a way, I don't know. I'm not going to say that, but it kind of seems like maybe it's been agreed upon. I don't know.
Well, we know that Jim Barker was wanting Scott Milanovich from Montreal, and maybe that's played a role in why he wasn't hired here, because Jim Barker had a heck of a resume and all the CFL experience that you could be looking for. So I was very surprised when he wasn't hired. Anyway, gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up. That's it for today on the 5 Minute Major. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll talk to you again next week.